You doing, Mets fans, Pirates fans, whoever you're a fan of? It's your boy Wardy, and we're back at it with the latest post-game segment as the New York Metropolitans cue the music, baby. Get out those brooms. Have swept the Pittsburgh Pirates in 3 games with ease, with comfortability. Have now won 4 straight games. They've already won 4 straight series. Their first series sweep of the season, folks. Spam those W's in the live chat right effing now. We're gonna have ourselves an electric show to get into. The Mets wipe the floor with Pittsburgh. They're curb stomping them. 9-1 is your final today. I'm sorry if I'm blowing out the eardrums here at 4:05 p.m. Eastern, but I also don't give a rat's ass, pardon my French, because the Mets are effing rolling. See the hot-headed, which is me, which I know my camera doesn't do it justice. It makes it even worse than what it actually is, folks. We got a lot to break down. We got a lot to get into, so hit those damn buttons. Spam the LFGM. Spam the W's in the chat. People watching on Twitter, hit that like, hit that follow, hit that retweet. Know that I will only be interacting with our live viewers on YouTube today, folks. And we are doing a jersey giveaway today, and we got a big announcement for tomorrow, all coming at you before we break down the ball game, folks. So make sure you're chiming in. Again, if you want your chance at winning a random Mets jersey of whatever player you want currently on the roster, all you got to do is make sure you're currently chiming into the live show right now. So for my replay viewers, I know you're going to hate to hear this. Oh, I missed out on the jersey giveaway. Don't worry, we're going to be doing plenty more in the future. This is a thank you for 25,000 subscribers. Shout out, as always, to my amazing sponsor on the channel at BetUS, as they are looking for the next best wiener connoisseur. Pause. Yes, you heard me correctly. More on them later on in the show, folks. But everybody, before we get into breaking down the ball game, before we get into the nitty gritty, everything you need to know about the 9-1 victory, let's cue the damn music and let's hear the official WardyNYM post-game jingle. Shout out, as always, to my great friends there at Real Black, Greg, and yes, Jordan Simpson, who did a fantastic job with that jingle a while ago. Thank you guys so much. Continue spamming those W's in the live chat right effing now, everybody. We are on an absolute heater. We have so much to get into. And yes, we even got some news as well. Michael Tonkin is back with the New York Mets. Whether you love him, whether you hate him, after he got his tits lit against the Detroit Tigers, gets traded for cash considerations to the Minnesota Twins for, yes, we see there to face off against the Detroit Tigers, gets lit up by the Tigers again, gets DFA'd by the Minnesota Twins, and the Mets claimed him off waivers today. So Michael Tonkin, welcome back. Literally cue the revolving door. You know, the grandpa from Simpsons when he walks in and out of the bar with his hat in 2 seconds? That is quite literally exactly what happened with Michael Tonkin. So Michael Tonkin's back in the organization. Tyler J, who of course was the reliever that was with the Mets, has in fact been DFA'd. I have a feeling he's going to clear there for obvious reasons, though. So Tyler J sent down. Michael Tonkin claimed back from the Mets. Hopefully he'll have better luck than he did last time out there. Luis Severino giving us 6 strong innings today. He looks like a bulldog. He's getting better with each start. Tyrone Taylor is my savior, and he's proving furthermore as each passing day goes on. Him and Adrian Hauser is the most lopsided trade the Milwaukee Brewers have done in recent history in the Mets' favor, as David Stearns has quite literally stolen 2 quality players from the Brewers for literally nothing in return. My apologies, folks. I had gum in my mouth. Talking about this a little bit further, though, everybody. Tyrone Taylor with a massive 3-hit day that we're about to get into. Harrison Bader with the huge heroics, with the bombs that we saw. Starling Marte getting the Marte party started. The star-studded Starling that is himself. Brandon Nimmo with contribution. The elite bullpen once again. The vibes are not only high, but they are truly electric here in Metsland right now, folks. And before we break down everything that you need to know from today's ball game, everything that you need to know from this series sweep victory, folks, it is time time that we do our jersey giveaway. I told you once we hit 25K subs, we're doing a jersey giveaway. We absolutely are, folks. So all you need to do for your chance to win this jersey right now of whatever Met that's currently on the roster is to start spamming in the live chat, folks. Spam your comments, get in there. I will say, though, if you're going to spam and take up the entire thing over others, I don't appreciate that. So just try to leave a couple comments there. Just don't go on like a 10-comment spam. I want to be fairly fair to everybody, to my north of 300 viewers here watching on YouTube right now. So again, everybody, we're about to do the jersey giveaway together, and the only chance you have at winning is by commenting right now in the live chat. So start getting it done. Start spamming those W's, everybody. I'm going to randomly select one lucky viewer that's watching right now, and whoever's comment I land on, you will, in fact, win the jersey. From there, you guys can reach out to my email, which I do have in the description of the live show here, and then we will go from there to get you hooked up with the jersey sometime sooner rather than later, of course. So, folks, we're going to do it. Let's pick our winner. And a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Okay, let's see. I just clicked. Levi Kale. Levi Kale, you are the winner. Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations, Levi. Levi Kale that I see here right now. Please email me. Click the link. There's a link. Click my email. You will see a link down below in the live show here on YouTube, and I will hook you up with a jersey of whatever player you want currently on the roster that we can make happen. So, if you want a Zach Short jersey, by all means, but that might be slightly a bit more difficult. So, again, Levi Kale, congratulations. You are the winner of the Mets jersey giveaway. Congratulations. And again, my apologies to everyone that didn't win, but do not worry. We will be doing more giveaways, plenty of giveaways on the channel as the months go on, and throughout the weeks you will see I do plenty of smaller giveaways there on Twitter as I interact throughout the live games themselves. So Levi Kale, congratulations, my friend, on winning the jersey. Please make sure to hit me up. D Garcia said BS, it's fixed. There you go. I don't even know who Levi is. That is literally the first time I've seen their comment in the live chat. If anything, it would be more fixed if I clicked on you, Bobby G, or if I clicked on you, D Garcia, because I know you guys very well. You chime in a lot. So let's be good sports here. Levi, congratulations on the jersey win. Hope you enjoy it. Again, please make sure to email me. Got to email me, and then we will go forward from there. So email me at DRAWT7 at protonmail.com for your chance to claim your free Metropolitan jersey. I know that no one really wants jerseys right now with how they're currently designed, but, clearly you want it a little bit. So now let's break down it more. He picked his friend. I don't even know a Levi in my personal life. Can you stop the nonsense? That's exactly why you're never going to get chosen. Any one of you schmucks that think that this is rigged or BS or what, I'm never going to choose you. I'm going to remember your names. I'm going to say, you know what? I am going to make it fix. I'm going to make sure you don't win it because you thought I was fixing it when I wasn't. So that's what you get. Again, I'm trying to do nice things here. If you don't like me doing nice things, I won't do them. That's fine. No problem on my end. So there you go with the giveaway. Shout out once more there to Levi Kale, I think was the last name. Again, appreciate you all, folks. Now let's break down this damn ball game because we have a lot to get into. But wait, there's more. I got one big announcement for you, everybody. Buckle up. Remember 2 days ago? Of course I remember you, certified random. Remember 2 days ago, folks, when I told you that I was going to be going on WFAN's daily podcast? Well, that has been pushed to tomorrow. My apologies. I meant to mention it in yesterday's show, but time got behind me as we were ranting after another big win, another series victory. Yes, folks, the time has come. I will be joining Salicata as a special co-host guest for the WFAN daily podcast that will be live on WFAN's YouTube channel tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Yes, you heard that correctly. It'll also be made available on all of WFAN's podcast platforms, so you can check them out through Odyssey or whatever as well, should you wish. But yes, myself and Salicata will be breaking down all the latest in Mets land live 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow on the official WFAN YouTube channel for their daily podcast. So again, make sure to check it out tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. It is in fact happening. Yes, it is the Salicata that we have talked about plenty on the channel. And yes, this is going to be quite the discussion. And yes, I cannot wait to make it happen. So be on the lookout, everybody. It's going to be a blast of a conversation. I'm sure there's going to be some disagreements. I'm sure there will be agreements too. So make sure you be on the lookout once more tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. This Thursday, this Mets off day, it'll be live on the WFAM YouTube channel for you all to interact with Sal Kyle and I as we break down another amazing series for the Mets as they sweep the Pittsburgh Pirates with absolute ease. So again, I appreciate all the support. Thank you guys all for the love and appreciation. That really does mean a lot to me. But yes, folks, it is happening tomorrow. Be there or be square. I do see some donations. Let me get to them. Charlie, thank you so much, my friend. Charlie with the $10 holla says, this might sound insane, Trevor Bauer. I believe this can help us even more. Thoughts? I've spoken about Bauer greatly this offseason. It's not going to happen. The Mets have no interest in bringing Trevor Bauer in. Their pitching staff is top 5 in Major League Baseball at the moment without their ace in Kodai Senga. The Mets will do so many things that don't make sense before considering someone like Trevor Bauer, and I promise you that. From people I've also talked to within the organization have told me there isn't a chance in hell Trevor Bauer is going to be in a New York Met uniform. And this goes not only beyond what the allegations were, but this also stems a little bit with how Bauer went about the sweepstakes 3.5 years ago when he, of course, picked the Dodgers over the Mets. So there's a lot to it. Rest assured, Trevor Bauer, he might be on a Major League club at some point over the next calendar year, but one thing I can almost surely promise you, it'll not be in Queens with the Mets. I appreciate that donation, though, Charlie. Thank you so much for that. And again, happy to have you in here. Happy to have all my live viewers in here as we break down the latest in Mets land, folks. Why do people keep asking? It is surprising me that people keep asking just because I feel like it's common sense right now. But there are fans out there that, again, I'm not going to, speak on Charlie's behalf. But Charlie may very well, again, is asking a genuine question because he doesn't know. But there's been so much talk. There's been so much back and forth with the Bauer stuff all offseason long. Rest assured, he's not going to be a New York Met. No matter how much you want it or not, it isn't going to happen. Jersey giveaway was rigged. AF says Jets Mets. Jets Mets, thank you for the donation. Now I know to never let you win. I appreciate that, though. Shout out Jets Mets for the $2 holla. Jets Mets is pissed that he was not the winner of the Jersey giveaway. Naturally, that's going to happen when you have hundreds of people entering something and only one wins. Color me shocked, I know. AZ with the $5 holla says, Sevy not acting like a double agent for those goddamn Yankees. Mets offense looks impressive and the bullpen looks solid. Mets win 10 of 13 LFGM, baby. You'll love to see it. Thank you so much for the donation, AZ. I appreciate that a lot. Hype in the chat to you as always. And of course, LFGM. Let's get some hype going, baby. Now let's break down this Metropolitan ball game, folks, because it starts there in the first inning as we would see O'Neal Cruz with the single. A double play would ultimately end the inning as O'Neal Cruz is tagged in the foot. Yes, you heard that correctly. Is tagged in the foot there by, Jeff McNeil. Jeff tags him in the foot. He stumbles. Didn't look great for the rest of the game, so hopefully O'Neal Cruz is fine. He, of course, is coming off of that big series that big injury this past season that had to miss all but 9 games because I think of a broken ankle as he slid into home plate. Jets Mets, I don't even know who the guy is. How is it rigged? I literally looked away and clicked a random comment. If you're being serious, you gotta stop. I hope you're not, because if you are, it's the fact that you went out of the way to donate money to me just to get that point across, which is unbelievable. Ridiculous. Hey, Ward, do you see the explanation of Jaron Jones' quick pull? I did see that. Yep, it was due to keeping a pitch count. Yep. Tell us your opinions on the practices of limiting a younger pitcher like Jones' workload. It makes sense, but it makes a lot of sense as well for these smaller brand organizations, these smaller market organizations that care a lot about player control and all these kind of things. So by limiting Jones, they want to slow roll him, and they want him to be in the organization for a long period of time as a 22-year-old that probably can't even be a free agent until 6-7 years from now. So Jones, they're going to slow roll with, and I think they're playing it smart for the sake of not wanting him to deal with too much issues and too much arm problems soon. So, and we're also adapting into a game, again, whether we like it or not. Thank you, Jets Mets. I appreciate that. Okay. Thank you. I was going to say, for fuck's sake. What I was getting at there with Jared Jones is, whether we like it or not, the game is continuing to evolve into more 5-6 innings guys, which I don't like. I'm not a fan of, but I know that's the route we're going in with how these guys are throwing at a young age. So if that is the best route for Jared in order to make sure that his UCL is intact, throwing 98-99 consistently as a 6'1" right-hander like Spencer Strider, then by all means do whatever is best for his young development and make sure that he can stay healthy. I think that's completely fine, but again, I'm not the Pittsburgh Pirates, so I don't know the ins and outs as to why exactly they make the decisions that they do. Stephen A., thank you so much for the donation. Long time no see, my friend. Hope you're doing fantastic. You deserve it. Still been watching you. I just been busy and taking care of my family. family, as you should, brother. Thank you so much for coming in, Stephen. I really appreciate that. Shout out to you as always, brother. And as always, let's go Mets, baby. LFGM, thank you so much for the love. That really does mean a lot. I hope you're doing great. Hope your family's doing fantastic. It's been a long time since I've seen you, so very happy to have you in here. John Danzo, happy to have you in here too, brother. The energy, you gotta love it. We're juiced up after a big Metropolitan Series sweep. How can you not be? How can you not be, is my great question. But no less, the Mets, again, do not give up a run there in the first. In the bottom of the first, WardyNYM with a leadoff single. How you doing? We love that Brandon gets on base. The Mets don't score there, however. In the second, Tellez with an infield single. Yes, Rowdy Tellez, a bigger, taller version of Daniel Vogelbach, legged out an infield single. The reason being is it hit off of Luis Severino. Sevy didn't know where the ball was for a solid 2 seconds, and that was enough for Sevy to then get a rush throw to Pete Alonso that was just out of the reach of Alonso's glove to command it properly. Tellez is there safely at first, but thankfully nothing happens. And the bottom of the second, Francisco Alvarez with a single and a stolen base. Yes, you heard that correctly. Alvy snaps his 0 for 11 skid with a single right up the middle, and then with a stolen bag. A stolen bag. Yes, the man that literally looks like this when he's running with his legs so high up. He looks like he's marching, like he's trotting. It's crazy. The El Troll trot. He's somehow, someway legged out a freaking stolen base, and just shows you that we got wheels even from our lead backstop, which you love to see. Mets are tied for a wild card spot. Oh, crazy. You love to see it. I absolutely love to see it, folks. Again, the Mets are 2 games above 500 right now. They are what? Are they 10-8 now on the season, if I'm not mistaken? I could be mistaken. I'm mistaken with a lot of things, but maybe not that. But shout out to Francisco Alvarez for legging out a single turn double thanks to your stolen base, basically. The Mets unfortunately will not pounce there, because then as we get to the third, Davis reaches on a catcher's interference. Williams with a single, Cruz with a double play that we saw there for the Pirates, but Brian Reynolds for a second consecutive day drives in an RBI with an infield single. So afterwards, we would see as the Mets are down 1-0 in the third, Short with the walk. Zach Short, of course, gets the start today for Brett Beatty. Beatty got the day off with the hamstring tightness. He'll be back in the Mets starting lineup as soon as Friday when the Mets kick off their series against the big bad Dodgers in LA. But Starling Marte, star-studded Starling Marte, rips an absolute nuke that we'd see there. That just gets out. They're reviewing it. They're trying to see if it's bomb. Watch the highlights with me in the show right now, everybody. See, it gets just above there. It gets above the orange. It gets right on the fencing there. That is, in fact, a home run. His third of the season. The Mets take a nice 2-1 lead there that we would see through 3. In the fourth, Olivares gets on with a walk. Sawinski then with fielder's choice, and thankfully, Sevy escapes that jam unscathed. In the bottom of the fourth, we would see Taylor with a single and a stolen base. You would see a lot of Tyrone Taylor today, and that is why you could rightfully argue he should be the star of the night, star of the game, rightfully so. Fantastic game for Tyrone Taylor today. That's why he's on the thumbnail if you're watching this on YouTube. And then as we would advance later on in the ball game here, we get to the 6th. Again, nothing happens in the 5th. Sevy works out of a jam. Keep in mind, Sevy, the one run that was given up today was because of an error. So even though that's Severino, funny enough, is, pardon me, actually, no, my mistake there. Sevy gives up a run today, but it is still a unearned run. So he did not have any runs actually charged his ERA today, which is why he's now down to, I think, a 2.15 or so ERA on the season. It's looking sharp. Maybe it's 2.5. We'll check here in a second. But as we get to the 6th inning, folks, Lindor with a single. Big hit. We love to see that, especially from the left side of the plate. Alonso with a walk. 2 outs later, Tyrone Taylor drives him in, folks, with a 2-run single. Tyrone Taylor's heroics in Queens continues. He has looked fantastic in these homestands as well. And Harrison Bader says, you know what? Let's continue the great week of baseball with an absolute piss miss to the left. His first home run of the season. That gives the Mets, at that point, a nice, comfortable 5 or 6-1 lead at that point. And again, they would never look back. Because as we advance into the 8th inning, after the Mets get good work from their bullpen there that we'll break down here in a second, Alonso gets on via walk in the 8th. Then we get Jet McNeil with a double. Alvarez with an RBI fielder's choice. So just like that, the Mets again increased their lead at that point. Pretty sure at that point it was, I want to say 7-1 Mets. Taylor gets on with a single, his 3rd hit of the day. 2 outs later, WardyNYM comes through with an absolutely huge 2-run single. Lefty against, I want to say it was Josh Fleming. Yep, Josh Fleming there for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Comes in relief for David Bednar. David Bednar looks like he has the yips so far this year, folks. David Bednar, at his best, is one of the most dominant relievers in all of the National League. A true closer, a stud when he's right for the Pirates. This year, a lot of things aren't working for David Bednar, and he yet again has himself a pretty bad outing. Gives up 3 earned runs and not even a full inning, has a 13.5 ERA so far this season for Bednar. So I hope Bednar gets his stuff figured out because he's a great reliever, but I'm so happy that the Mets beat up on him the way that they did today. You love to see that. So again, the Mets go on to win by a final score of 9-1. And let's start by appreciating the pitching today, because the offense, of course, took over. That is what was dominant, but let's not forget what has been carrying the Mets in so many ways for so long here, everybody, and that is their pitching. As we see here, Luis Severino, again, with 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run allowed, 0 earned runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, a 2.14 ERA for Sevy. Feels like yesterday he gave up his career-high 12 hits to the Brewers, and, of course, had that high ERA before they deducted half of it because of Zach Short's error in Game 1 this season. Jorge Lopez continues to look fantastic. Another David Stearns masterclass of a bullpen pickup. Squirrel setting with the strikeout as well. Jake Diekman with a squirrel setting, 2 strikeouts. Diekman not walking, guys, is a nasty southpaw that touches 97 with ease. 4.5 ERA this season. And Grant Hartwig, remember him, folks? Yes, Grant Hartwig was in the pen today, and he got the job done for the Amazons. Squirrel setting there for Hartwig. Again, the Mets go on to win by a final score of 9-1. And on the offensive end, look at the contribution, folks. Eat it up with me. Of course, this is not completely accurate because Joey Wendell came in, I think, later in the game as a defensive replacement, but Brandon Nimmo, of course, was in the leadoff today. Brandon Nimmo went 2 for 5 and did have himself the 2 RBIs. Nimmo's batting .217 with 718 OPS this season. Starling Marte, of course, with the big hit. He won 1 for 5 with the 2-run home run. He's batting .267 with his 734 OPS. Francisco Lindor 1 for 4 today with a run scored. Still batting .151 below the Mendoza line and a sub-500 OPS. Pete Alonso 0 for 2 today with 2 runs scored, folks. .261 average, 900 OPS. Jeff McNeil 1 for 3 with an awesome double that we saw later on in the ball game and a run scored. .218 average, 655 OPS. Francisco Alvarez 1 for 4 with a run scored and the RBI. At .241 average and a 663 OPS. Tyrone Taylor, everybody, 3 for 4 day. 3-hit day. That is why he is my player of the game. I don't have the graphic made in time, but he is absolutely my player of the game today. Justifiably so, rightfully so. Tyrone Taylor, 3 for 4 with clutch 2-run single. 341 average and an 841 OPS on the season for Tyrone. Harrison Bader, folks, the batting average has been there, and now we're seeing the OPS start to rise as he barreled a baseball beyond a single. Harrison Bader, 1 for 4 today with that huge 2-run home run. 2 strikeouts as well. 288 average and a just under 700 OPS on the year. Zach Short 0 for 3 with a run scored. It doesn't matter in regards to Zach Short. He isn't going to be on the team too much longer. Jacob Pickney, my amazing editor on socials. Thank you so much for chiming in. LFGM, baby. Happy to have you in here. Kevin Weiss, Daniel, all my amazing members, everybody watching live on our replay. Thank you so much for all the kind words. I see a bunch of donations I'm going to get to here in a second. Thank you all so much for that as well. Just give me 1 second, everybody. I'm going to blow my nose out quick because allergy season is kicking you boys. Earmuffs, kiddos. It's kicking you boys' ass. So give me a sec. Okay, see how red my nose got right away? Again, not fun. Let's see if we can do our best Kobe impression and get this bad boy in. Bang! You'll love to see it. Love to see it. Okay. Now let's get into here. I see some comments I want to address from everybody. Jets, Mets. Connor Joe is a Mets legend. Yes, Connor Joe is a massive Mets legend after this series for sure. Connor Joe was the prime example of the Pittsburgh Pirates as a whole this series, a team that had no clue what to do when it came to fundies. This is a young, exciting Pirates team, but has so many things fundamentally flawed about their game right now, and looked a lot like the Mets did in that Brewers series to kick off the season. Just was 2 steps behind in various ways offensively, and defensively, same applies. Just a lot of boneheaded mental mistakes that you normally don't see on the day-by-day, whether it's base running mishaps, whether it's your fielding mishaps, what have you. It's been a rough series for Connor Joe and the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm sure that they're very happy to be done with this matchup. Matthew Martell, thank you so much for the donation. Shout out to the fans who wanted Stearns fired. Yes, all you schmucks out there. It just shows you how much of a difference it can make by having some patience. Who would have thought? Matthew Martell, thank you so much as always for the donation and for the love, my friend. I appreciate that. Let's see here. I do see more comments I want to get to, everybody. Disharmonious with the $5 donation. Disharmonious says, and actually, guys, I'm going to go back to the main slide to show you the highlights, but before I do that, just a fair warning, my intro probably will run for a solid couple seconds, so apologies in advance if that does in fact happen, but I am going to go back to my main slide now, so just bear with me for 1 second here as I make sure both, okay, that is off, and the jingle's off. Okay, there we go. There we go. I think we're all good then. Okay, sweet. I actually turned it off in advance for a change. Disharmonious with the $5 donation says, finally some fun baseball. I know it's early, but it feels like this ball club has way more positive energy. Also, let's go New York Rangers. How to sneak that in? Of course you do. If you're a Rangers, a Knicks, and a Mets fan like me, you are on cloud effing 9 right now with the way that your New York sports teams are playing. If you're a fan of the Nets, if you're a fan of the Islanders, if you're a fan of the Devils, whoever you're a fan of, again, wish you all well. Islanders fans, congratulations on cracking playoffs too, as much as that pains me to say as a Rangers fan. But I am loving what my teams are doing. And if you're a fan of my teams as well, I'm sure you're enjoying this just as much, if not more, than I am. Stearns sitting fireside with finger 10. Excellent. You love to see it, D. Thank you so much again, Certified Hater, for the $5 donation. Let's see. Stearns Masterclass so far. Tyrone Taylor, Reed Garrett, Jorge Lopez, Luis Severino, Harrison Bader, and Joey Wendell. This is a real MLB caliber GM. This is not just a real MLB caliber GM. This is why David Stearns is so coveted, because he's able to find diamonds in the rough that you wouldn't necessarily think of and knows how to utilize them in the proper situations. Again, this is not about the Mets just needing the ball on a budget per se, as it is to have the proper lineup configuration without hurting much of your long-term ability to spend and your focus to, of course, go all in this offseason. So I think Stearns has done a fantastic job in various ways, and while we're going to go through our natural highs and lows in a season, one thing is always certain. David Stearns was brought in here for a reason. There's a reason why he was the most coveted exec in baseball to arrive with a new club since Friedman went from the Rays to the Dodgers. There are reasons for this, and I think us fans are starting to finally realize, for the ones that weren't prior. I've known about David Stearns for years. I've talked about David Stearns and the Mets connection for 3+ years on the channel. I've known all about him and what we can expect from him, but this is a lot of new news to the people that weren't paying attention. So for the ones that are finally waking up and realizing that the Mets actually have a nice Pobo who's young, exciting, and a diehard Met fan, buckle up, baby. It's going to be an exciting ride in Queens. It is. Again, this is not going to be the perfect season. I would not be shocked if the Mets have a difficult series this weekend against the Dodgers. But hopefully, again, they can win 2 out of 3. Hopefully, that's going to be a fun, exciting matchup there in LA. And this Mets team right now is rolling on all cylinders. Between the vibes looking immaculate, between Carlos Mendoza showing actual interest and actual excitement, which is such a breath of fresh air, something Buck Showalter can never do. Carlos Mendoza, with each passing day, is looking like the perfect kind of manager for a young, exciting, and again, an underdog-type Mets team. He's making the right decisions, he's riding the hot hands, and he's having faith in his players, and that'll go a long way. So Enrique Pardo, thank you so much for the $3 holla. I appreciate that a lot, my man. Long-time follower here. I know you're doing great, as always, I'm sure, my man. Shraken, how you doing? I know you love Grant Hartwig back in there. As always, you've been talking about Hartwig for years before he was even on the roster, back when he was in AA. Dave Capwitz, my great friend and supporter here, great member. World Series or bust. Tonkin strikes out last hitter, LFGM. Michael Tonkin striking out the last hitter in a World Series. Wouldn't that be a movie? I'm not betting on that one. I don't even think Michael Tonkin's going to last the whole season by any stretch with the Mets. They literally cut ties with him how fast, and they just picked him up because he was on the waivers, and it's like, we have a spot right now, we can bring him on and see if he's going to be better than what he was prior. And if he isn't, no problem. Then you just cut him again. It's that simple. So yeah, David Stearns is pushing all the right buttons. You love to see it. Yep, Mr. Shy, Rangers, Knicks, Mets, Yankees, despite their current slump, not too shabby for sure. For sure. New York sports is on an absolute heater right now, and we love to see it. When New York sports is thriving, we're thriving, baby. And truly, as long as this can continue, like especially Knicks and Rangers, I'm getting 94 vibes right now. I just hope that both of them can do what just one of them was able to do in 94. If you know, you know. All right, folks. Let's talk a bit more about our amazing sponsor in the channel that we talked about plenty in the past. But before I do that, Dean Austin. Dean, thank you so much for the donation. Not saying we are going to, but been watching a lot of Dodgers baseball. We can beat that team. We have better pitching, and their bottom 5 are terrible. LGM, their bottom 5 is slumping quite a bit. That is true. Dean, thank you so much for the $10 donation. I greatly appreciate that, folks. As long as this is the Dean Austin that I believe, I want to give a massive shout out to Dean, guys. For those that don't know Dean here in the chat, let me just make sure I have him here properly. Give me 1 second. I want to see if this is the Dean I was thinking. If not, then that's on me. Hold on one sec. Dean. Trying to find him. Of course I can't find him in my comments right now. Dean, I don't know if this is the same Dean or not. If this is awesome. If not, I apologize to you, Dean Austin, in the chat. There is a Dean that I know, and again, I feel like it's this one because the last name seems very familiar. There is a Dean that's been in... It is the Dean. Okay, it is the Dean. Dean, for those that don't know Dean Austin, a newer follower on the channel, fantastic. Cannot say enough great things about him. Dean has been so tremendous in helping support the channel with our amazing sponsor, BetUS, and he is doing the most amazing thing possible. Dean is placing daily MLB bets with his goal to build up to win a certain amount of dollars that he is then going to give away to St. Jude. I think that is the most tremendous thing. He's doing this strictly as a charity work and a way to support the channel too. Dean, thank you so much as well. I cannot begin to thank you for your efforts there, but also seriously, thank you so much for doing what you're doing by going out of your way to do it for a great cause like St. Jude. It's just tremendous stuff. So seriously, everyone, can we get a round of applause here for a second? Let's get some clapping emojis in the chat for Dean Austin. He is quite literally helping the channel in more ways than one with his support by placing the daily bets, but two, what he's doing is for a bigger, greater cause than you could have possibly ever imagined if you didn't know. So shout out to you, Dean Austin, you absolute beauty. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you so much again for what you are doing. It really does mean a lot. Let's get some love in the chat. Sitting at 1,100 for St. Jude, and yes, Dean's goal, if I'm not mistaken, is right around 5 grand. So we're already, less than 4 grand away from getting where he wants to be. Shout out to you, Dean. That is fantastic. You absolute beauty. And speaking of this amazing sponsor, folks, here at BetUS, as we know, as I'll be breaking down pregame coverage, we'll be back this Friday. Promise you guys, we're going to be back at it. I would like to take callers as well during that Dodgers series, so hopefully we can try to make that happen. Probably just won't be night one because I'm going to be exhausted, but maybe over the weekend, we'll see. But what I do want to share is how BetUS might have you covered with all your sports betting needs, which is why I highly implore you all to click the link down below. As long as you know how to bet responsibly, that way you too get 125% bonus with your first 3 deposits for all your sports betting needs. We're going to go over Wardy's picks and props of the day this Friday prior to the start of the Dodger game between the Mets and the Dodgers. But what BetUS has as a promo right now is something very special. And Mendoza pushing all the right buttons. You hit the nail on the head there, John. Great member, longtime follower. Thank you for that donation, means a lot. Guys, BetUS is looking for a wiener connoisseur. We talked about it on the channel. I'm going to say it again. Are you a glizzy lover? Are you confident in your taste buds being the best wiener connoisseur out there? Would you like to hit every major league ballpark in baseball, all 30, with expenses covered, your airfare, your tickets, all that stuff covered, and all you got to do is try and find the best glizzy in Major League Baseball, then step right up and meet BetUS as they have the promo you have been dying and clamoring for a very long time, folks. Size does matter. Pause. I love their promo. Everything about this. They're literally looking for someone to find the best in the league baseball hot dog based on length, girth, size, weight, all those kind of things. They literally are looking for someone that smiles at the idea of a literal sausage fest. And you're not only going to get the chance to go to every ballpark with your expenses paid for this season, you're looking for the longest length, diameter, weight, and price, but they're even going to give you $2,500 just to do it. $500 gift card at MLB Shop, and of course, a 1-year MLB TV subscription. You can apply today, folks, if you are confident in your taste buds, if you are confident in seeing the differences between a grilled hot dog, a boiled hot dog. If you love glizzies like everyone and their mother, pause. If you like those things, sign up, apply today with that separate link I have down below. It's separate from the BetUS link. That's for the promo for your betting reasons. If you want to sign up to be a wiener connoisseur, the link is right below that in the description of the live show here on YouTube. Yes, you heard that correctly. This is literally the most insane promo. I've signed up as well. You cannot go wrong. This is completely out of left field. This is not like, okay, you're placing a bet. No, it's quite literally a promo to be a wiener connoisseur in Major League Baseball, to go to every stadium, find the best ones, make the proper decisions. But remember, when you apply, you got to sway our team at BetUS to say, hey, what makes me a better wiener connoisseur than the next guy? What separates you from the rest? Make sure you are very descriptive in your detail and your reasoning. Sign up today, apply down below, and shout out as always to BetUS for being an amazing sponsor on the channel. I mean, how can you go wrong? It's just such an awesome promo. I have so much fun talking about that. That's honestly one of my few highlights now, along with breaking down the game when I get into this BetUS glizzy promo we got going on for their Wiener connoisseurs. How can you go wrong, baby? Mass Met says, wow, we're all the fools. Who said we never see 500 again? 100%. And we saw a lot of people. When we get an RBI, hopefully soon, Matty boy. Why don't we appreciate the fact that the Mets have won 10 of their last 13 with Francisco Lindor batting 151 and sub 500 OPS. JD Martinez barely alive. I'm joking on that front, but JD Martinez just started to swing a bat again from his back issue. And Kodai Senga not having pitched a single inning for the Mets yet. Just imagine what the Mets can do once they get everything, and I mean everything, rolling. And this team, exactly, that's my point, Mass Met. That's my point. Let's appreciate the team for what they're doing right now, right? If we can get things rolling, win with Lindor going, with JD Martinez in the lineup, with Kodai Senga back healthy, this Mets team, again, has yet to hit their peak this year. They're on a heater right now, but there's a lot more to be had, folks, and I'm very, very excited to see when Lindor does finally break out and when we do get JDM to be the guy that we're expecting him to be in that DH spot, batting cleanup or fifth every day, and of course, Kodai Senga coming in as the ace that we're excited to see. He's lost. I agree Lindor's lost up there. Lindor's also has been, especially from the left side of the plate, one of the most unlucky hitters in Major League Baseball. Look at his BABIP. Look at his batted balls in play. Horrendous. I mean, just absolutely horrendous. He has gotten absolutely screwed. Anytime he's barreled a baseball from the left side of the plate, it has been in the glove of someone. It has yet to go in the gap. And again, that means that's not just bad luck. It means that his location, too, is not necessarily great. But with time, Lindor will get better. We all know he will. But there also is no denying he has had a brutal start to the season. We all know that. But thankfully, Lindor's lack of production has not been a thorn in the Mets' side while they've been on this amazing hot streak. It has not prevented them from having success, great success, the way that they have had to this point. Now, if the Mets were still struggling the way that they were throughout the first couple games of the season, and Lindor, Alonso, etc. were major points as to why still, it's a completely different discussion. Because when you're not hitting without your core, you have literally nothing. So Lindor, we all want him to succeed. We hopefully know he will soon enough. But I'm very excited to see what this team is going to look like once they have everything kind of on full cylinders, everybody. That's going to be electric. That's going to be awesome. And again, I don't know where we are in the like count, everybody, but if you could smash a like and subscribe for your boy, help us get to 200 likes by the end of the live show. That would really mean a lot. To everyone watching on Twitter, thank you all so much for chiming in and for being in here. It really does mean a lot too, guys. I know we got roughly 600 live viewers on Twitter right now. Thank you all so much. And I know we got some love about David Stearns in this too, which is awesome. I got to ask everybody, here's a good question for you all. People watching live and on replay, drop them down below. Comments, same applies. David Stearns, what was your first impression of him when the Mets first hired him and how the offseason went versus how your impression of him is now? Is it the same? Is it different? Were you one of those fans that said, I don't know who the hell this guy is, but he's making all the wrong moves, now I love him? Are you one of those fans that had a certain expectation with Stearns and you feel he's met it? Has he not met it in your eyes? Let me know in the live chat in the comments down below, folks. Where do you stand regarding David Stearns, the newest Pobo here in Queens? Heinz, thank you so much for chopping in, my man. Heinz Adventure, another OG on the channel. That man lives in Atlanta Braves territory, so I'm sure he's feeling electric right now with the way that this Metropolitan team is playing. Shout out to you, Heinz, for chiming in. Heinz, you were there. What happened to Heinz? Hold on. Let me make sure that I don't know where Heinz just went. Am I going bananas? I hope someone didn't give him a timeout for the spam or whatever. I just saw Heinz. Where do you go, Heinz? You disappeared on me. You disappeared on me in the live chat. Let's see. That was bizarre. I don't know where you went, Heinz, but I love you. I know you're watching. I appreciate you, my friend. Yeah, everybody. I essentially was optimistic, then was pleasantly surprised that he has exceeded that expectation-wise. CF says, why can't he just bat righty no matter why? Because he's played switch hitter for over a decade, the last thing the guy making $341 million is going to do is now be a righty batter full-time after having a piss-poor 2.5-week start to a season. That does not account for him as a whole throughout his career. That is why there isn't a chance in hell he's going to deviate and now just be a full-time righty hit. Here's the thing. For all the people that want him to bat just righty, you do realize that this is a Francisco Lindor that takes no pitches as a righty against a righty. So if you think that he's going to be better as a full-time righty batter, I got a bridge to tell you, folks, because he's not. It won't be the way you think it's going to be. Kodai Senga is probably my favorite player of the last year. I can't wait to see him play in 2024. Same here, Jeremy. That Ghost Fork is going to be absolutely disgusting when it is back, pitching on the mound there in Queens at Citi Field. Thank you so much for the donation, Jeremy. I appreciate that. Bobby says, same. He was building team depth. It's early, but so far so good. Stearns, excuse me, says Matty Boy. Hines, Guardian of Chaos, just so you know, it's okay if Hines was doing the W's. It wasn't too much, and I implored people to spam earlier. Hines is a good supporter on the channel. We don't need to put him in a timeout going forward. Good hire, was happy, but I was worried about Steve Cohen's tax would be hard to work with. That's fair, says Shraken. Let's see, you're not sold on Stearns yet. We will see towards the end of the season. That's fine, but just know, again, and that's true, it's a marathon, not a race, as we evaluate the team. Let's see. We should just change his position in the lineup. I'm not opposed to changing Lindor's position in the lineup personally, but again, that's above my pay grade. Stearns ain't on anything. It's year one, and they are shedding $90 million in 2 pitchers. Stearns ain't on any. What do you mean ain't on anything? I don't know what you mean by that, my friend. I did see that about Garcia yesterday. That's crazy. That was nuts. That was because he got in an altercation earlier in the day. I think when they were in the Empire State Building, him and Haney. You know, because they were doing their fight promo. But Ryan Garcia, he's also been going through it a lot mentally the past couple months. So I'm not overly shocked. Hines is with John Kerry. There you go. He doing a good job so far. I agree there on that front. Hines, come back. My bad. There you go, Guardian. There you go. Come back, Hines. We love you. Don't take it personally, Hines. We want you back. Can't believe people hating on Stearns after 6 months of being on the Mets. I mean, I can. This is Mets fandom. If you don't get immediate success, you're going to have casual fans saying you're a bum and you need to be out of here. That's just how it works, especially in New York, and especially with fans that don't have the success the way that another team in New York and the Yanks have had throughout their storied history. That's another thing that goes in hand with the frustration and all those kind of things. But folks, that is about going to wrap up the show today. I'm not going to be too long-winded. We're going to have an off day tomorrow, but I'll be live again 2 p.m. Eastern on the WFAN YouTube channel with Sal Licata breaking down the latest in Mets land. 2 p.m. Eastern. Be there or be square. I will also be live tonight with Robbie Hyde and Jim from Ballcap Sports on Jim's Ballcap Sports YouTube channel, breaking down all the latest, not just in Mets land, but baseball as a whole in their Barreled Up podcast tonight around 9. I'm actually not sure if it'll be a pre-recording or if it'll be a live show, but if it is a live show, be on Ballcap's channel around 9 p.m. Eastern tonight, and I will see you all there. Until then, have a great rest of your night, day, evening, whenever you're watching this. Thank you all so much for chiming in as the Metropolitans win another massive series, get a huge series sweep over the red-hot Pittsburgh Pirates entering the series. This Pirates team was quite literally tied for first in wins in MLB entering the series, and then they faced the Mets. You'll love to see it. Thank you all again. Stay tuned for consistent coverage on all things Mets all season long. This is your boy, Wardy.